Okay, now it's hello and welcome to the yet another inspiring episode of Apni Pehchan on our very special AB News channel. This is your host Ruksar Sayed, and today we have a very empowered personality present with us today on our show, Mrs. Priyanka Khandalkar. We welcome you, Mrs. Priyanka.
Thank you, Riksar. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Yeah, and we are so happy to have you on our show.
Thank you so
So
much
Mrs.
for having me.
Priyanka is handling the podcast that is Show Up with Priyanka, which has ranked 60 in the USA. And she's the business growth strategist. And she has also recently released a book that is Wings of a Woman, which is touching the heights of success. So, Mrs. Priyanka, we want to know about how you have started writing this book. What was the initial idea behind started writing this book?
Thanks, Ruksar. So this book is actually not only me writing it. I have 14 other co-authors. So we were like really good friends, and we actually met in the community of Tony Robbins, who is the top motivational speaker in the world.
Wonderful.
And we were all together, and it was like, okay, like let's do something. And there was this one person, she came with like, hey, there's no resource or one place for women to find support like us, women like us to find support. And they're looking for support, like they're looking for this support, the resource, where to find like a guide to get more clarity and direction into situations like which are very tough situations, which they don't know how to navigate because they don't have that support system. And each of us, like all of us, are like successful business owners, and we were like, okay, let's put a book together which will because we all are different from different background, and we all are in different age group also. So it's not only for like all the authors are in this age group, like there are moms, there are authors who are like above 50, who is talking about like how to like start your dreams, even like there's no age bar. So there's like topics around divorce, there's topics around abuse, there's topics around marriage, there's topics about relationship with teenagers. Like my story is really like how to heal toxic relationships,
Oh,
and I talk about my own story of how I heal my own relationship with my mother-in-law. And I think this is such an important topic. Like my topic was like more of like 90% of women will relate. And when
great.
this idea was born, we thought that it would be something like it will be only for women because it is written by Indian women.
Mm,
And we thought it's only for Indian women, Suksar, but it's actually for women from all around the world. Because I
exactly.
think this thing, the patriarchy, the small syndrome, the social norms, all this is like in every culture. There's no bar, no like gender bar. And so we thought, okay, so then I asked like a couple of my friends who are authors, who are Western, like who are like from different culture, and they actually wrote testimonial for us after reading it. And then it was interesting, then men read it and they were like, we need this, because they want to know
Yes,
exactly how women think. They want to give the support, because I feel like as a woman we are already empowered, but
yes.
we need the support at the right time to go after our dreams or to navigate situations in our life, in our day-to-day life. So this book is actually a combination of 15 authors from all around the world coming in. They're all Indian. So we have authors from Dubai, we have authors from Canada, from Australia, from US, and then there's one author from India. She's currently living in India. So that was the exciting part. And I feel like this book will actually tell you that every pain which comes into your life is actually a lesson to learn if you
That's
let
correct.
it be. And also our subtitle of the book, Wings of a Woman, that's the book name, Wings of a Woman, and our
Yeah.
subtitle is When Pain Becomes Power. So means when you are in a pain, like how to take that as a catalyst to actually finding your voice, finding your purpose. And each of our story is like a guideline. We want every woman to have this book next to their bedside, because whatever situation they are going through, like that book, like maybe it's one chapter, it's the one page, like that will be your resource, your guide. Like, okay, I have someone, I have a sister with me in the form of
Right.
a book to tell me exactly how to navigate.
Yes.
Because they say, right, like you have to navigate life all alone. I like we are successful all alone, like each of us
Yeah.
authors, yeah, we are successful business owner, but we did not do it all alone. We found support at the right time, and that's why we are able to do so many things, balance our life, take care of our kids, take care of our parents, take care of our household.
Exactly.
Like, so sorry, Ruxar, I went too long.
No, no, that's really wonderful, because the message and the idea which you are telling behind this book is so beautiful. And I must say that every woman in this world should read this book and should understand that what all a woman goes through, and what all goes around, in the life of a woman, which she has to deal with. So my next question is that, what all challenges and obstacles you faced while writing your part in this book?
Wow. Yeah, Ruxar, I think for me, my story is so intense. And I think you probably read it. I'm not sure, Ruxar, but my story is about healing my relationship with my mother-in-law, and which my whole story involves my parents, my in-laws. And I think one of the hardest part was to, of course, go in that moment, live that moment again when that thing happened in my life, and really revisit those emotions, which was painful and which hurt so many, everyone involved. And so I think my hardest part was like really going back and visiting those moments and reliving those emotions, because your story, what you write, it has to like really bring those emotions out, right?
Right.
And another part, so after writing that book, which was one of the challenge after writing that book, was really asking my parents and my mother-in-law to read the book so that I get the permission to publish it. And I took 3 to 4 months to take that step, because I was afraid of rejection. I was afraid of that I will hurt someone. I think we go into this people pleasing so often as a woman, right? We are the nurturer,
Correct.
and we want
Exactly.
to like please everyone around us. And I think that's like in every culture. So I think for me, taking that first step towards that bravery, that courage, like, okay, let me face my fear face on, took me 3 months. And I actually wanted to quit. I wanted to quit writing the book, but I had such a great support system from my author, my publisher, Shoma Mitra, that they were like, no, your story is so, so, so important. And we don't want you to quit. This is the time. Let's take the step. And I went and shared it with my parents and my in-laws, and they were the one who supported me the most. They could see that my story is written with so much love and care and respect for them. It's not to blame anyone. None of our story in the book is blaming anyone. It's telling
Wow.
that you can control the decision, you can control your own life, and
Exactly.
you are able to take the charge. Like, you don't blame anyone. Like, I think that's what our book is all about, like being aware first what is happening with you, be curious, assume good, and go from that place.
That's wonderful, that we have to be, the thoughts, whichever thought process goes in our mind, we are the only owner of that, and we have to take control and charge of it. So it's really wonderful, Priyanka. So next we will talk about your wonderful podcast journey, which you have started, Show Up with Priyanka, which has ranked 60 in the USA. Can you tell something about that? Like how you
So sir,
started your journey?
oh. So sir, it was like top 60, not only in US but also in like multiple countries, including
Wonderful.
India. It was actually top 18, because the ranking in iTunes changed very quick. You have to capture it at the right
Okay.
moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah.
was like top 18 in India too, for like and many different, like Japan, Norway, like many different countries. And that was overwhelming, because we do what we have to do, right? We take the
Correct.
action. And for me, I actually attended one of the events of Tony Robbins, and he said like, uh, serve from your heart and take massive action. Like when you do that, things will fall in place. And knowing your true why you are doing it. Because I think when we get into like how and who, then that doesn't bring momentum after you reach that stage or reach that goal. So I think it's
Correct.
very important to know your why. And for me, my why was, I wanted, like when I go this 7 level deep exercise, asking why 7 times to find my real why I do the things what I do today. Uh, and that was the same question which I had last year, 1 year back. I just celebrated my 1 year anniversary of podcast, and
Wow.
just published my 62 episode. So that's a big accomplishment, because
Yes, indeed.
yeah, and it is like on average, normally people like quit after 8 episodes. So I So I remained consistent. So I think that was important. But for me, my why was, once I'm gone, where is my legacy? Like, what
Yeah.
I'm going to leave with my daughter and all the future generation, because I want all the learnings I'm getting in day to day and all the people I'm hanging out with, all the different entrepreneurs. I want to hold those lessons for her to listen
Correct.
to and for her friends to listen to. Because in my podcast, which started like March last year, I actually interview entrepreneurs who are already established, who are building and growing and scaling their business. So I interviewed them, and my podcast is all around leadership, which is
Mhm.
intentional, authentic leadership, because I think that is so important. Like, it's our leadership has changed from traditional to transformational leadership now. How you can make more leaders in your team, and how you can be the most authentic leader and intentional leader to
Correct.
bring and inspire and impact others. So that is what my podcast is about. And it's fun to see all the success that it has received. I would say, like, I'm just so grateful, because I never thought it will be so successful on day 2 of launching, because there are like how many 1 million podcasts out there, Ruxar, and
Yeah.
like,
Being
and
standing out from there is really a wonderful thing. Like,
thank you.
yeah. So that was really great, Priyanka, that you have shared your podcast journey. One last question is that what message and advice you want to give to our viewers of our AB News channel?
Oh, I would always say, like, and this is what I always say, like, take massive actions. Really know your why you are doing the things what you're doing before even sleeping every day. Really reflect back on your day. Did you did something which will bring some like which will inspire or impact? Did you post something in social media which will inspire someone? Did you say
Correct.
something to anyone which will inspire someone? Because I feel like, as a human, we vibrate energy. I think we all are energy being, we are spiritual being, and in human body. But it's interesting, like, how our vibrations can bring a positive energy around us or a negative energy. So I think, what kind of energy presence are you bringing? That's why my show is called Show Up. So show up at your best every moment to be the best human you could be.
That is really wonderful. And we wish you all the very best for all your future projects and endeavors, Priyanka. And thank you so much for joining on our show today.
Thank you so much, Ruxar, for the opportunity, and thank you, AB News.
Thank you. Thank you so much.